breaking character to announce that Artists on Artists on Artists on Patreon is now live. Our patrons will gain access to our post-show bonus episodes. You know how when you watch Game of Thrones would end and then it would autoplay the guys who made Game of Thrones just sort of talking about it? Well, we're doing that, but with this. You'll also gain access to more fun bonus content and the chance to be name-dropped in a future episode. You may even hear from some old characters? Is that allowed? It is at patreon.com/AOAOAOApod. And now back to the episode. Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. This week, we've gathered together a very special group of people who have one thing in common. These actors are all working on projects that don't make any sense at all.
Listen in. I don't really understand why we're all here, but I am excited to talk about the work.
Well, I think
I
it's
think
because
they
we
said
all
it
have
was
such good projects, right?
too.
I was told it was like hush hush, high concept, hush hush.
Mhm.
I'm really excited to explain. I'm really excited to get into it. I think there's some amazing projects on this table, and I cannot wait to discuss what we've been working on.
Well, why don't we
Yes.
go around and introduce ourselves? What's up, guys? I'm Thomas Dank. I am an actor. You can some of my credits. I do a lot of guest star work. I've done some series regular work. I do a little bit of movie work. You can look up my IMDb Pro and see, what I've been up to. And I've got a project I'm so excited to tell you guys. My project is called Every Fish in the Sea. It's based on a poem by Noel Gadd, an old college friend of mine, and it's completely shot in VR, but it's also animated. So my friend Noel Gadd approached me with this amazing project. He had this poem that he was working on, and I just fell in love with the poem. I fell in love with the writ word, and that's when you know you have something, And Noel Gadd works with this company. He's a tech guy. So he actually works with this company that loves VR and loves animation. So we're doing an animated VR project based on Noel Gadd's poem. So yeah, I'm excited to jump into it and talk all about it with you guys. I'm so excited. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So are we in the poem? Is the idea that we're in the poem?
So the idea is that you're in the poem. So you're going to be basically flying through the words of the poem, but also be telling a story, because the poem is like it's called Every Fish in the Sea because it's kind of following a fish, but it's not Finding Nemo. It's not Finding Nemo. It's kind of the opposite of Finding Nemo. So I just want to make that sure, because we've been pitching it around and people always think it's Finding Nemo, and it's not Finding Nemo. So
Yes.
Who are you playing?
So I play the main fish. His name is Marvin. He's a funny little fish who lives in the sea. And the poem is kind of about how every fish in the sea is looking for that other fish in the sea.
Isn't Nemo's dad named Marvin?
Okay, it's not Finding Nemo, though. It's not Finding Nemo. And that's something you guys need to understand. It's more of an esoteric explanation of what a fish's life would be like. It's really like, once you read the script, and once you read the poem, if I could give you guys the poem, you guys would understand it in a heartbeat. You guys would get
Okay.
I
And
understand.
once more, are we
Yeah.
in the poem? Are we seeing? Is what
Yes.
we're seeing in the VR? Do we see text, or do
Yes.
we see ocean?
Both. Yes. You're basically
Oh,
every
good.
wave is going to be a little line of text, and it's really interesting what you can do with VR. You can fly through things. I'm not exactly sure how VR is going to work. I mean, we're doing storyboards and really working out. And Noel, luckily, is letting me jump in and have a lot of creative say with the script. So I'm adding, monologue after monologue after monologue, trying to, really get to the heart of this fish. So I will be in it as myself, but also as the fish. You guys will have to see it when it comes out. I promise you, it really makes sense on paper.
I understand, and I just want to say that the name of the character from Finding Nemo is not Marvin, it's Marlin. I got little babies, so I watch that movie on repeat all the time, and it does sound different to me.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. We would love actually maybe to attach you. We'll talk after.
I would love to have a conversation afterwards. That would be really wonderful.
What's your name?
My name is Dr. Chloe Haversberg, and it's nice to meet all of you. I'm having a wonderful time talking to you. I love artists. I love creatives. And I love discussing stuff like this. I am a
Movie trivia.
trivia, not really. Facts about movies. It's trivia if it's trivial. Sorry, I'm a doctor. I like to.
Oh my God.
Do you understand?
What kind of doctor are you?
I am a doctor of physics and engineering.
Oh,
And-
okay, a scientist
Wow.
doctor.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, I recently became a PhD candidate, and I just got my PhD, and it is really funny because.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. So I got my candidacy and I became a PhD at Brown University. And it's really funny because my project is, my PhD, my dissertation was on the flow of traffic and how that pertains to the physical movement of a car in traffic and the transitive properties of traffic as a mass. And that was found by Aaron Paul, and he wants to turn it into a musical featuring the
What?
music of Rush, the band Rush. And so my dissertation is being turned into a musical, and it has been a blast. I love being an artist. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm really experiencing all sorts of new things. And it's really a really good time. I'm thinking I maybe missed my calling, but I'm happy. I guess the call came late.
Okay. I cannot wait to dig in. So so the musical is about sort of cars on the road, or is it about the physical text and the words of your dissertation?
It's about the science of traffic. So it's about what moves. It's about the motions and the molecules. With physics, you're going as fast as whatever you're in, right? So if the traffic is moving fast,
so
the people in the
true.
car are going fast. Exactly. That's kind of a rule for physics. So that's what we've been experiencing, and that's what we've been playing with. The music of Rush has been really fun, and Aaron
I
is
love
a hoot.
Rush. I love
Yeah.
Rush. Do you have any
Tom
like?
Sawyer.
Dude.
Yeah. So Tom Sawyer, what do you open the movie with? And
Tom Sawyer. It's not a movie. Tom Sawyer.
it's not a movie. Sorry, what
No.
is it?
It's an interactive experience. It's a happening.
Oh,
It-
okay.
yeah. So it's a creative.
Oh, it
experience.
occurs.
It occurs. We have a contract with certain municipalities, where for every few months in certain areas of the country, we're just going to be able to allow it to happen.
Okay,
And-
so just to get it straight, it's more of an idea of somebody will be driving through, let's say, a municipality. Tom Sawyer will come on and they will feel the understanding of traffic. Is that kind of the idea?
Yes, but it's not random in that sense. It's going to be scheduled because we did have to get the zoning permits. And so you can plan to be in traffic at a certain time. And if you are, you get to experience the show.
This makes
Now,
sense to
is
me.
this a sort of now in Los Angeles and other locations? There was a Stranger Things experience where it was
Oh,
an immersive
yeah.
theater experience. Would you say it's similar to that? Will there be actors?
I loved the Stranger Things experience. I brought my little babies to that. We had a lot of fun in that. They really love Stranger Things.
Are
They're
they
favorite-
kids or dogs or?
My little babies? They're kitties.
Yeah. Okay. Kids.
Yeah,
Did you
kitties, little
candies or
kiddos.
kitties?
Kitties.
Kitty-
They're
yeah,
my
can't
little
tell.
kitty babies.
We
my little
just,
baby kitties.
buddy, we
Are they
cannot tell
children?
if they're cats or children. We just
We can't
can we
tell
get some
if they're
clarity?
children.
Dogs are out. We've eliminated dogs, so now we just need to know
Okay.
if it's cats or kids.
Or it could be also other types of animals. Is it children?
Their names are Mindy.
Doesn't
Okay.
help.
Okay.
Doesn't help.
Mindy,
wouldn't- I don't think I would ever name a
Kylie, and
baby.
Snickers.
Mindy,
Okay,
Cody,
now-
Kylie, and
Now we're
Snickers.
really torn.
What if I told you some of them are kitties and some of them are kitties?
That would
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Regardless, I took them to the Stranger Things experience. I got kicked out for one reason or another, but when I was there, I said, I don't want to make anything like this. So it's going to be nothing like that.
So do you think he got kicked out because they're cats? Or because he's a freak?
My name is Dr. Chloe Haversberg. I actually am indeed, I identify as she, her. So if we could please focus on that. I'm very
sorry.
staunchly a woman.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Staunch.
okay. It is. I'm a staunch woman and I'm proud of it.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
proud of it. If there was a female equivalent of Stonewall, I would have been there.
So are you saying Stonewall was for boys? What do you mean by that?
Like if there was a Stonewall for straight women, I would have been there.
Oh, okay. So like Seneca Falls.
Yes.
You would have been there.
Yeah, I'm basically Katie Elizabeth Stanton in every way. That's my project.
Okay. Well, I'd love to tell you about my project. I am Violet Bones, and I am working on it is, most of all, above all else, an occurrence and an experience. Just like Chloe Haversberg's, Dr. Chloe Haversberg's.
Darling, do you have a project?
Oh, yeah, yes, of course. Yes, of course. And we've been working on it for a very long time. This has been sort of a passion project. Well, and a pageant project. It is a live pageant that takes place inside of a Nintendo DS in your mind. So me and Matt Damon have been working really, 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 really hard on this. It's sort of a cross between Nintendogs. It's Nintendogs meets Animal Crossing meets Abby Lee.
Dance
Toddlers,
Moms.
Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh.
The sister show. Abby Lee's energy feeling very present in the sister show. That is Toddlers and Tiaras. So audience members will take out their Nintendo DS. They will choose their sort of dog. They'll choose their Nintendog. And then that dog will enact the entirety of a beauty pageant that takes place in your mind. And we're very
Matt
excited.
Damon's attached to this.
Matt Damon is attached, not publicly, but behind the scenes, he's agreed to a lot. But he won't say, that's why we can't put it on deadline. But we're very, very excited. It's going to take place in Missouri, mentally, of course. Physically, it takes place in Burbank, and it'll take place in the parking lot of Bob's Big Boy. And so,
darling, how do I see it? Do I buy a ticket? What do I wait for the municipality to come in accordance with it? How do I see it?
Good question. So we don't have to deal with any of the zoning laws that you might be encountering because
God
we're doing
bless
this.
you. Thank God.
I know. We're doing this illegally.
Oh.
So the government
God
has
bless you,
explicitly
thank God.
told us that we cannot.
Oh.
Because it overlaps with some what is that thing that they were working on, all the nuclear stuff, the nuclear codes. It was a project, and the acid and the LSD, the project, what is it called? The listener will know. They'll know what I'm saying. They'll know what I'm
With
saying.
Ken
It's
Kesey, the electric Kool-Aid acid test.
No, I'm referring to when the government was experimenting with LSD in the 60s.
Is this the men who stare at goats?
Maybe it's entirely possible that it's that. Oh, it has such a catchy name, and you'll scream when you remember what it is. But we've stolen some scientist kids from that era.
Oh, is it MK Ultra? Are you talking about MK Ultra?
Yes.
Oh.
It's MK
Ultra.
MK Ultra. I gotta say, so many projects are kind of ethereally based on MK Ultra. Truly, so many
Yes.
wonderful projects are ethereally
So
based.
many.
Do you
I
think
talk
the
to
men who
actors all the
stare
time
at
that
goats
are.
is based on that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's I actually had a different pitch for that movie, but we'll talk about it later.
I'd love to hear it. I love that movie. My babies love that movie too.
Okay, so kids.
No. Please continue, darling. I want to hear more of your project.
Well, anyway, basically, you can buy a ticket to it by going to a link in my TikTok shop. And the TikTok shop is for pottery. So you have to navigate to a pot that speaks to you. And once you have that code, enter in the code MK Ultra 45. That's when you will encounter a secret. The secret turns into a wish, which turns into a promo code, which you can use on Society 6. Now, Society 6, you have to navigate and find the t-shirt that has a ticket on it.
website for iPhone cases and laptop cases.
This is great. I do love when a secret turns into a wish.
Well, and
when
I
you
was
have
gonna
a
ask-
secret and it evolves kind of into a wish.
Physics, in physics, I really need to know for myself. I'm a physics nerd, literally, Dr. Physics nerd
course.
over here. What are the transitive properties you're using to turn a secret into a wish? Break it down.
Great question. They're all solids, liquids, and gases. So
That's what I was gonna
wish-
say. That's what I was gonna say.
So no matter what form your wish takes, be it a solid, a liquid, or a gas, as long as you transfer from one to the other, for example, via boiling, via freezing, and the like, and then the like. And whatever the word is, you might know this, of course, Dr. Chloe Haversberg.
Of course.
The process of turning a gas into a solid rapidly. There's a word for that, and of course you'll
It's
tell
a
me.
great word too.
Tell me after.
I will.
But so your wish, if your wish comes to you in the form of a solid, you must turn it into a gas. If it comes to you in a liquid, you must turn it into a solid, sort of like rock, paper, scissors.
My
That
first
is
husband
exactly
gave me
like-
my first husband gave me a lot of gas wishes. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, Chloe.
I just also wanted to clarify something. You both are actors, right? Everybody's an actor.
Yes, I'm acting in
Yes.
my project.
Yes, so
Great.
I'm fully in it. I would say that a lot of it is me. Matt Damon has given me a lot of creative direction and a lot of money. So I'm very
Wow.
excited. Premiere
Ooh.
date August 4th.
Mazel, darling. That sounds wonderful. I'll be there for the debut.
Darling.
Can I be there for the debut?
Well, yes, you can, of course. You
Oh,
just
can
have to...
she? You just have to
I'll-
make a wish, a wish, a dream, or something.
Yes, so I'll wish for a comp code for you. You'll then go into Society 6, enter in the comp code. That'll take you to a t-shirt. You gotta select your size. Then you gotta wait for it to come to your house, 4 to 6 weeks on average. Then you open it up. Be sure to tag us on social media. That social media tag will then send an electrode to my brain that will allow you to get in for free.
Thank you, honey. Sounds good. I'll write it down.
Excited to see you there.
See you there, baby.
Good luck, Dr. Chloe. Good luck with that journey.
Thanks, sweetie. Tell us about you now.
Oh,
The odd one out.
Hi, guys. I'm the odd one out. Usual me. I'm Lily Dubu. I'm Lily Dubu. And I'm a musical theater artist, writer, composer, actor, actress, however way you want to do it, flip it, put it up and down. Yeah. I'm working on a musical that I love so much that has been really, 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 really good. It's called we're working on the title actually. It's called Untitled Mirror Project Broadway Here We Come. And what it is we're putting a mirror to the audience. Okay. So we're putting a mirror to the audience and we are actually doing a musical of the audience. And what is
Okay, I love this.
yes.
So
and
are the audience members the actors, or is it just your backsides doing a musical?
we're figuring it out.
So it sounds like you have a mirror.
It sounds like all you have is a big mirror. Yeah, I
We're
love this.
figuring it out.
So do you physically have the big mirror in your possession?
We're figuring it out.
That's not an
Oh,
answer.
good,
That's
oh,
not an
good.
answer.
No.
Interesting.
So we do have an ensemble. The ensemble's stressed. We don't know what we're practicing. We're figuring it out. We've written music. We've tried to improvise the music. We've brought in audiences. We've tried to just wing it, and then we've tried to write music. And it's hard to anticipate what will happen, and that's where theater begins.
How many audiences have you had come in to see the production?
So we've been in previews for 6 months, and we can't be consistent.
So no mirror yet, though. I would love to see what the mirror looks like. It would help me visualize the entire thing. Are we
Yes.
talking big mirror or little mirror?
Miss Violet is literally salivating at the idea of this mirror, I can tell.
I'm drooling because I love a good mirror, and I've never heard of a place where I can find one myself. So I'm always envious of someone who can find a mirror.
You're looking for a mirror now.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking for a mirror so that when my hairdresser shows me the back of my head, I can use my own mirror and I don't have to use her dirty one.
Okay, I love that. Well, you could get a mirror, I think, at a Target or anywhere you'd like to get one. But what we have is a mirror on the stage, and then a circle is carved out for our cast. And our cast then is mirroring the audience, and they're
So
in
it's donut-shaped mirror.
no, the opposite.
Sounds like the
It's a
hole is the
hole.
donut.
What?
The opposite of a donut.
Technically, it's actually a donut, but the donut is not circular. On the outside, it's rectangular like a mirror. And on the inside, it's the same type of hole.
So yes, I'd say
I'm a
the do-
physics nerd. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
it's
I'm
nothing.
a
I
physics
guess it's
nerd.
nothing like a donut, is what we're trying to say.
No.
So I'd say
Close.
if you took a donut, you put it down, you put a mirror on top of the donut, you cut out the hole, you took that hole of the mirror, you threw that mirror all the way across the room, you took the mirror on the side.
I'm with you, dear. I'm with you.
Is this physics enough for you, Dr.
This
Chloe?
is, I literally feel like I am in a class right now. I'm happy to hear it. I'm comfortable. I'm at home.
I gotta say, you girls are wild. You
I
guys-
mean,
you
this
girls
is,
are wild.
you get this much feminine energy in a room, and guess what happens?
And you took the sides of the mirror that look like a donut, hit it in the middle, and then you picked it up and you flew it to Broadway, New York, and you put it on the stage. And then we put the seats where that hole is. So then when you come, you see our ensemble sitting in the seats. So it looks like there's the same people as you.
And
that's
then what
what's-
happens?
The show begins.
I gotta say, I was following every other project, and this one has me perplexed. I cannot
cannot
figure out.
No.
I cannot
mirror
picture
looks
where
like
what
from
the
the
mirror
side.
looks like and where it is.
No.
I'm
No.
trying
no.
so
Of
hard.
all the projects we've talked about, this musical has got me baffled.
The mirror.
Explain dimensionally what the mirror looks like and where it is.
So if
Just
you
walk
had a
us through
mirror,
it like I'm 5.
What I'm concerned about is that it makes sense to me, which means I must be wrong.
if you put a mirror on a wall
Yes.
and
What's-
you took a huge
What's the shot? What's the shape of the mirror?
a wall,
The shape of the mirror is a wall, and you put it on a wall.
yes,
Okay, I'm following.
okay,
Dear, there are
following.
many different types
So
of walls.
that feels
dear.
like rectangle to me. We're in
Yeah.
the general
Big.
rectangle sphere.
big rectangle. Okay,
What is happening to your personality?
I'm trying to find my voice, Dr. Chloe. And
I've
then
been there.
got a huge donut. I don't know also who said to me donut, but one of you did. And our
Well,
music.
I
donut.
said donut because I believed that you said there was a hole cut out in the mirror where the
Yes.
cast would be.
yes.
That indicates to me a bit of negative space in the center, much like a donut.
yes.
Am I wrong?
Yes. But donut indicates small. I mean big. Did I lose you, Mr. Dank?
Oh, so
I-
you meant
So
that,
big
that,
hole.
that it was
You just meant big
big.
hole. You got
A
confused.
huge
So you
hole.
thought donut shape is small. You just
You thought
think-
we were discussing the actual dimensions of a human-sized donut, and not the shape
Circle.
itself.
Circle.
Human-sized donut.
So
now
I'm-
that's a show.
I'm-
That's a show.
I wouldn't know. I only do my dissertation.
I'm about to freak the fuck out. Is it just a circle? It's just a circle missing.
Huge circle.
Okay.
Okay, and that's
And
missing.
that's where the cast is.
Okay. Now we're
Okay,
getting somewhere.
I
So
think
what
I
is
got
the
it.
cast doing?
Sitting in the chairs, just like the audience is. So when the audience walks in, the proscenium looks just like them.
got
physics-
it. Got
Physics
it.
nerd here.
got
Physics
it.
nerd here. Sorry
yes,
to ask
Dr.
this.
Chloe.
Wouldn't if there was just a hole in the wall and it was right in the middle, would that not be smaller than the audience? And so would they not be in a specific area that is a little bit different in size? So they're seeing themselves and they're also seeing people dressed as them. Are they dressed as them? We haven't gotten to that.
Figuring it out.
that
So,
again?
It's such a relief because I believe I fully understand what this
Mhm.
looks like.
so
Mhm.
when the audience, so now we've hired little kids to do box office. So they take so long to check them in that our wardrobe department is trying to mimic the clothes.
Oh, it's a tactic. Hiring
It's a
children as a
tactic.
tactic, as a distraction.
Yes, Dr. Chloe, do you know anything about children?
I do. I know a couple things about children very, very intimately.
Because you have them?
Well, let's just say I've been an important part of many children's lives. I have worked with children.
As a mother?
Oh, yes, I have little babies. I have all sorts of kinds of babies.
I fear we won't get far.
I will tell you what I feel comfortable telling you. And for the security of who I am, I keep things vague.
Anyway, why don't we all go around and explain how we got started as artists? It sounds like we all come from different backgrounds.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I can say right now, I got started as an artist by becoming Mark Ruffalo's girlfriend. And I was sort of occupying that role for a while. We would go to premieres together. We would write together. We would eat together. We would go to restaurants. We would go bowling. And so that was the genesis of my becoming exactly what I am now, which is an actor and an actress and an artist.
Can I just say, Violet, there's something that I wanted to commend you on. And it's that many, many people who are celebrities' girlfriends have a hard time transitioning into being actual artists. And I want to say congratulations, because I know that route is one of the most difficult.
Yes, and that's because that is an art form in and of itself. To be a girlfriend, to be a famous girlfriend is difficult, and not everyone can do it. But I went through the training. I went through the proper training. I went to
What does that look like?
So there is a famous PR agent, maybe you've heard of her, Denise Jacobs. She owns this PR. She's Jacob and Myers PR, and she
similar to the lawyers, right? Jacoby and Myers is the law office that advertises in Los Angeles.
So that's their brothers. But the
Oh!
girls of those families started a PR firm together.
That's
Good
so
for
fun.
them.
So they're brothers with different last names. Got it.
Yes,
But
yes,
similar.
different dads, same moms. They host a class for people who want to become celebrity spouses. So I enrolled in their class, and they taught me everything there is to know.
Wow.
Such as, transporting your appearances on TMZ into How About It's You on TMZ. And
How about it's you?
how about it's you? They say that's you. How about it's you later? How about
Wow.
it's you in the future? But
I've
for
read
now,
I've read Denise Jacobs' book, How About It's You. It really got me interested in my own life.
yes, and it's very interesting to people who are existing. Then I went into a cave for a long time, and I came out with this idea for this project.
Like
Wow.
one does. Wow.
So did you pitch it to Matt Damon, or did he approach you? It sounds like you kind of came up with it and pitched it to Matt Damon. How did you get Matt Damon connected?
He approached me with an idea, that is, I need somewhere to hide some money for a while. And I said, I have just the thing.
Sounds like each of you found private investors. I haven't.
Sir Dank, tell us your journey. I'm very curious about yours. I'm very,
Sir
very
Dank.
curious.
How do you
Thanks.
get
I'm
funders
not a
for
sir.
that?
Thank you. I don't know where you guys came up with that. I never said it.
Are you not a
Thomas.
sir? You're sure you're not a sir?
No, where are you all from? This is insane. I have never met people
Sir
like you.
Dank. Professor, is it Professor Dank?
No, I'm not a professor. I'm an actor.
I'm a professor. I'm a doctor.
Okay, so
I'm a Reiki healer.
oh wow.
Congrats!
And I'm finding my voice.
So I just want to say you guys all somehow sound alike. I don't know where you guys all came from. I've never met other actors or artists like you. It's kind of crazy to sit down like this. Just to sit down with people like this. And I don't want to say all women are alike. I don't want to be in here the one man saying all women are alike.
Say that women do have a sort of hive mind, so to speak, or at least women who are of similar cadence.
Absolutely. And I would say sometimes, we sync sometimes personalities, and it tends to happen because we have such a strong connection. That's one of my theories. I am a doctor, I'm a physics nerd, and I've seen that happen in actually buildings and cars and trees.
You've seen this happen with buildings.
This is all about together. Transitive properties of motion. When something is speedy and fast, it'll collect the molecules of another thing.
Have you seen female buildings do this?
Female buildings don't exist. To be female or male, you must.
Wow.
Buildings are different in regards to human beings. There is no such thing as gender identity for buildings. We like to ascribe them frequently because of the way they feel. I've seen, oh, this building reminds me of a boy, this building reminds me of a girl, but in reality, they don't have feelings like that, and they don't categorize themselves.
My follow-up question, do bugs have gender?
Okay,
Yes.
what the fuck is going on? How do you guys not know this? Buildings have never been assigned gender ever. This is not new information.
But Thomas Tank, we're just, I thought we were having a wonderful discussion, convening as artists, figuring out what we're all up to, exchanging ideas.
Yes, I really did expect that. And I'm passionate about my idea. I am very passionate about my idea, and now I feel like this is some sort of weird sham. I feel
Then
like
what is it, Thomas? Say what your idea is. Succinctly,
it's
in one sentence.
It's so easy to understand. It's called All the Fish in the Sea. It's about a fish in VR that's animated, where you can feel it and you understand what it's like to be a fish in the sea. You know, it
Poem,
it
right?
makes sense.
Read us some of the poem, please.
Please, Thomas.
You guys don't want to hear it.
We
I want to hear the
do.
poem,
Like to hear
Sir
the
Thomas
poem, Sir
Tank.
T.
Sir Thomas Tank, I want to hear the poem.
Sir Thomas.
Where did you guys go? Okay. Of all the fish in the sea, there's only one for me. Of all the fish in the sea, of all the fish in the sea, of all the fish in the sea, how I'm filled with glee. For in the sea, there's only you and me. Of all the fish in the sea.
So is this poet from like some of the first poems ever, or when did this poem
No,
start?
it's from my friend Noah.
Oh, your friend! You know him personally.
Yeah,
Sir Noah.
it's
See now.
so he's in tech. He just is a tech guy, and I really loved his poem, so I just wanted to make something.
Does he know that you're taking the poem?
Yeah, he's part of it. We're trying to work on it together to try to really get this project out.
So let me ask you this: did the poem start out of we need a poem to put into this VR project, or was the poem just a poem before all of this started?
We were drinking one night and having a little marijuana, and he was like, this is going to be very vulnerable. Yes, marijuana, it's a normal thing. And he read the poem to me, and I really liked it, and I said we should do something with it. And then we just started pitching really hard and came up with this really fun, cool idea. And it's like a visual thing I can see. Like,
Wait,
I get it.
Sir Dank, I feel I overstepped. I feel like we upset you.
No, I feel like I've overstepped. You
Not
guys,
at all. Not at all. Not at all. I want to commend your friend for making a beautiful poem, and I think it's amazing. You know, as a physics nerd, I know a thing or two.
Oh my God.
And one of the things that's important in transitive properties is you cannot walk. You cannot run unless you walk. Correct? That's actually a physics thing.
So just really quickly, can we talk about what a transitive property is? Because I believe it to be if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Is it something else other than that?
Yeah,
Correct.
Dr.
No,
Chloe.
that's-
Do you know what you're talking about?
I know a lot of what I'm talking about. I know a lot of it. What I must say is that a transitive property can be whatever you think it is. A transitive property is a thing that turns something. I must finish.
A transitive property is something that goes from one thing to another thing. What is that? What is the transitive property between batter and a cake? It is the heat. It is the chemical solution that combines. It is the eggs and the sugar and the flour melding to create something that is delicious for you and your kitties. It is always something that takes you from one place to another. That is a transitive property. And I also believe that is art. I believe art is a transitive property, and I think it's important to discuss that. So
I really like that, actually.
thank
I
you.
really like that. That
Thank
actually
you.
really clicked for me.
That got you today?
I'm
No, I
happy,
get it.
Tom.
I
I
got
dropped
it.
my trail mix.
Oh no!
Excuse
And now I'm
me.
out again.
Oh,
Somehow
oh,
that
it's
got me out.
gravity! Oh, it's gravity! She's a physics nerd. That's why this happened to her.
Let me show you a little example of what happened over here, okay? So imagine my hand is the
Oh,
bag
no.
of trail mix. Imagine my hand is the bag. And all
I'm
of a
imagining-
sudden, transitive properties of space pushed the bag down.
So
And
that's gravity. I know that
So-
that is gravity. You're
so it's-
speaking about gravity right now, and I love it. It's exhilarating.
it's trans-spatial transitive properties. Gravity
Wow.
is what brought the nuts from the table to the ground.
And that's exactly what we did with the donut.
Okay, let's go back to the donut
Okay,
because I'm
yes.
curious about this.
Because I remember specifically you rejecting the idea of the donut because it's too small.
It's a screen.
It's a screen now. It's a screen.
It's a screen. Now let me ask you something,
Is it
Lily
a
Dubu.
donut?
Let me ask you something. Are you changing the details because you have been told that the details are changing? Because I know this workshop is continually
Mhm.
changing.
Are you getting live texts? Is that kind of what's happening?
Yes. Everything changes, and that's what I learned here is a transitive property.
That's correct. And my class has finished.
Oh my goodness, we were in a class.
Yes.
Your performance this whole time?
Oh my
No,
god.
No. I just like to think sometimes I get into teacher mode and sometimes I fall out of it. And I have fallen out of it. So now I'm just here to hang. What are we talking about?
We were talking about this earlier. We were talking about everyone's pasts. My past was a girlfriend. What about you, Lily Dubu?
I graduated at NYU Tisch, Stella Adler, and I auditioned for 6 months and didn't get anything.
Oh.
And it was really hard. And
So that's your acting background. That's your acting
Mhm.
background. 6 months of auditioning after NYU Tisch Film School.
theater school, Stella
Mm.
Adler. Yeah, and it was hard. And then I started figuring out what I can do, and I dipped into the trust fund, and now here we are working on Mirror, the musical, untitled, Broadway, Here We Come.
You said trust fund. What type of trust fund is this? Do you have big parents?
Yeah, they're huge.
How big are your parents?
How big
They're
are your
each
parents?
6 foot.
No, in wealth stuff. I guess not. I'm not looking for size. It feels like you're so attached to size and shape. I'm just looking for
Yeah.
wealth status.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. My mother is a part of the the family, the company that makes all the hamburger buns for all of the fast food chains.
Yes.
It's all one group.
Yes.
Mhm.
My mother comes from that family.
Wow.
Fun money.
Bun money, bun fun money, the Dubu money.
Mm.
Oh, of course, of Dubu family buns.
Yes, that's us. I kept my mother's name for, the family name reasons. So yeah,
I love your buns, and so do my little babies. When I sometimes diet, sometimes I go on the Atkins and I only eat meat, and so I'll go to McDonald's to order a cheeseburger, and I'll take the buns and I'll feed them to my little babies, and they love them.
oh, I love that.
They love them.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Babies digest the buns.
Yeah.
Well, everything makes them sick. Everything simply makes them sick, and that's what it is to have little babies. It's constantly going to specialists.
Oh no.
So how often have they been little babies?
How often? Well, every day of their life. How often? How often are you a
I
human
mean, like,
being? Are we swimming in water,
I
or
meant,
are
like,
we
how
just
long have they-
existing? How long?
Yes,
How
yeah.
long? Oh my gosh.
Frankly, this conversation's exhausting. But I just When they digest it, when they eat the buns, when they eat my family's buns, do you rip them up in small pieces and throw it on the ground?
I
Or
let
do you
them
put
do
it on a
whatever they
plate?
want with it. I'm not a helicopter parent.
So you sit a bun on the table or floor?
Well, whatever's nearby, wherever my babies can grab.
Anyway, so that's my past.
Well, I'm not normally an artist. This is not my life. This
Yeah.
is my other life.
Yeah, so you were in school, right?
I was in school and I was working, and I had a dissertation that went viral in the academic world.
What does that look like? People buy the book a lot or something?
What does it look like when something
Are
goes
you an
viral in the
influencer
academic
on
world?
JSTOR?
I'm an influencer on Gmail. It's just PDF. It's a PDF that people were sending to each other.
No,
Wow.
on
Yes.
Gmail. That feels like a Google Doc situation. Why would it go viral on Gmail?
It was a PDF because I didn't want anyone to change anything. The first time it went viral is because I did put it in a Google Doc and people started adding moments and things to it.
Well,
and I said, this is not
honey,
what
yeah.
I wrote.
Oh my God, you're not an artist if you haven't learned how to restrict access.
Exactly. So I had to take it back, and I owned
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
and then people started spreading it around. And there's lots of actors and celebrities and famous people who claim to be physicists and people that love to talk about how much they love science on podcasts. And then they say, okay, well, what are you reading? And my document was the lightest, and it took up the least amount of storage in anybody's email, and so it was the easiest to keep around. And so people would constantly say, oh, I'm reading this, whether or not they had read it, of course. And it ended up getting me where I am today. So, but I have a rich life outside of being an artist, of course, and I'm excited to lose some of those things as I get farther into it, but it's been fun so far.
Well, that's I guess I kind of thought about this question when I was walking in here. I really wanted to know how you guys approach art. I was gonna know, I wanted to know how my fellow actors who have these kind of like passion projects approach art in a way that feels passionate, and a way that feels like satisfying. Because I know some of the co-star guest star stuff I'll do, it just isn't satisfying. It isn't me. So I'm trying to make something that is more me, that makes more sense to me, that speaks to my heart.
Now, do people around you believe in this project? Do you have a support system?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I talked to my girlfriend about it. We ended up breaking up. She just didn't understand it. And that's part of it, is if they don't understand it, you got to get rid of them. If they don't understand what's speaking to your heart, I try to explain it to her so many times. And she
what were her questions?
she had questions like, this is a lot like Finding Nemo, more of a statement than a question. And another thing, she was like, I don't understand how you're going to do VR animated and be in it and be a fish. And she just didn't understand what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here? What's the point? Why are you investing all this money? Why are you trying to raise all this money? And it's kind of like stuff like that, it's just like, if you're not going to be on the boat, you got to get off the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so hard. I feel like maybe there is a reason why they put us all here at the table together, because that does feel like all of our projects. What you just said there, Sir Dank, is exactly what I hear all the time. I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm working also in the creative leadership of my project, not just as an actor, but
Yes.
and I'm dealing with so much of trying to be the leader of an ensemble that is confused, to try and get an army of creators.
What are you saying to your ensemble to help them? What are they
Oh,
saying
it's
to
so
you?
hard. It's so hard because I imagine you guys can understand when you look at your group of creators and go, we are about to do something that no one has done before. And that is what all of us here, we are making art there are no comps. There are no people have done this before. We have Lin-Manuel to look to for this, or we have Greta Gerwig to look to. We are the first of our kinds in these certain types of media forms.
We are reluctant trailblazers. Absolutely. It's
Yes,
very
and
tough,
it's
very scary.
So you look at your ensemble and you say, guys, I know that there is no light in the tunnel, but we must find the end of the. We are the first ones. We will find the light. But it's so hard, especially when there's no script. My ensemble doesn't know how to end the musical. We don't know. Sometimes we'll be at the end of the play and people need to go home, but we're just simply
How long
mimicking
is
the
it?
audience. We don't know. We have to wait for the audience to call the lights. It's so hard.
So you
And
have
they're
to
not
wait for an
aware.
audience member to get brave enough to say, you know what? I think something's gone wrong. I should tell them
Yes.
to black out.
And it's an awful way to end the show. So sometimes we have to send someone back there to say, try to call it on a good note. And then we're putting the end of the show in our audience's hands. And that's why it's simply hard to make art that people don't do, you know?
It is
That's-
difficult. I think this strikes a very familiar chord. The naysayers, the people who say, "What is this?" I
Yeah.
found that is that's a sentiment I encounter so frequently when I'm filling out forms. When people ask, "Is this a business? Is this a show? What is it?" You have to check a box for when you're applying for funding, when you apply for a GoFundMe, when you apply for any of these things. You have to check a certain box that says what kind of thing it is, be it a TV show, web series, theater experience. And it's so hard to just pick one. I think that forms and online forms and tax statements are the biggest naysayers of all.
What do you end up putting?
I end up crossing the whole thing out and putting show business. Because
That
that's
feels-
what this
yeah,
is,
that does cover it.
right?
Yeah,
That
no,
feels right. That feels very right.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know-
we're all doing.
I just wanted to say I feel like I came on really hard a couple of minutes ago, but hearing you guys struggle just like I'm struggling, it makes me understand, we're artists. We're all artists out here. And just because you guys all kind of sound alike and made no sense for 15, 20 minutes and kept talking about hamburger buns doesn't mean that your art is less than mine or less than anybody's. We've all got these passionate projects that we're working on.
Dank, why did you just quote word for word a minute-long monologue from my show? That's in my show.
Wait, what?
One
that's
of
in
the
your
dogs
show?
says that.
And
One of
that's
the
crazy.
dogs says that.
So
That's
does
crazy,
the dog say
Violet.
that in somebody's mind?
Well, yes. Go. You'll see what I mean. Type what you just said into society6.com. You'll find a
Okay.
t-shirt and it'll say exactly what you just said.
Violet Bones, let me tell you something that's going to blow your mind.
What?
If you were thinking that and came to see my show, we would say that because we're going to mimic you.
You mimic. Oh, yes. Like if I were in the audience, the show would.
You would
Me
be
saying these
inside the
words-
mirror.
So
And
in a
we
way,
would
we were
repeat it.
all in your show.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if this is correct. What you just said, Thomas. Did you just say, let me say this back to you. Did you say sprawling on the fringes of the city in geometric order, an insulated border in between the bright lights and the far lit unknown?
I did not. What is
That
that?
is a lyric from Subdivisions by Rush, which is one of the songs we use. So I was freaking out because for a second, I thought we were all saying the same thing.
Okay, I was on your side, and now again I have lost all three of you. I
my
am
God, I can't
completely
believe he
against
said
all three of
that.
you.
And let me tell you,
immediately.
though a donut is a circle, it's a square.
I was just warming up to liking you three. I was
It's a
just
square.
warming up to
My
feel
little
some
babies
sort of.
are my students.
Okay. Gun to your head, cat or kid, cat or kid, cat or kid. Answer me now or I pull the trigger.
I said it, students. They're my students.
Is a student a cat or a human?
They're my students of life. In my private classes,
Both a cat and a human can learn. Which one is it?
listen. Why can't they be both? Why can't they be neither?
If I put
Knowledge, perception is a transitive property.
no, Dr. Chloe, if I put this gun to your kid's head, would it go meow or would it go stop?
It would go blank because my babies cannot be killed. Certainly not by mortal weapons.
Yes, I've lost all three of you. I am
Okay,
done.
Dr. Chloe, I'm going to have to ask you to stop quoting my show because now we're entering into legal territory and I will have you sued.
This has been Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist answering the question. Now that's why they call it show business. Good night.
Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist is an improvised Hollywood Roundtable podcast created and performed and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Colhane, Angela Giratana, and Patrick McDonald. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed on this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOAOAOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood.
Wait, but also join the Patreon, patreon.com/AOAOAOA pod. Good night, Hollywood.